Now, the Minister for Land and Natural Resources, Samuel Abu-Jinapor, is shocked at the spate of devastation on mineland in the Amansia area of the Ashanti region. He says the ministry will be launching an investigation into the extent of devastation on mined land. Mr. Jinapor names political heads, security agencies, and the Minerals Commission among officers to seek answers. Per the devastation on the ground, illegal mining in Amansia area has persisted for years without any restrictions. A suit by the military on Monday at Manso Tano resulted in the confiscation of 6 excavators. Land Minister Samuel Jinapor, visiting the area for the first time, expressed shock at the spate of devastation.
It should baffle all of us as citizens, as policy makers, and as stakeholders in this fight, how an operation like this in the heart of the forest and in the faraway areas of our country can go on without notice by the police, the chiefs, the local political leadership, assembly people, the district chief executive, for example, and I should dare say even the Inspectorate Division of the Minerals Commission here. And these are questions that I, as minister, am going to be seeking answers for. How is it the case that such an operation can be mounted and such level of devastation can happen when there is a district outfit of the Minerals Commission, which should have an inspectorate division, when there's a police command here, when there's a district chief executive. Fortunately, from here, I'm heading to Kumasi to meet district chief executives from the mining communities of our country. And so the point we keep making about the fight against illegal mining being a collective one, I think this is a classic evidence of that call, that it will require the concerted effort of all of us. It cannot be the fight for government alone or for ministers alone. It has to be the fight for all of us, citizens and all the actors in the body politic of Ghana. And this is what we have on our hands. But what I can say and the assurance I can give, and yesterday the President himself chaired a meeting on this matter, and extensive discussion took place about it, that we will continue relentlessly, with integrity, to do our best to come to grips with this matter of illegal mining operations in our country. The Ghanaian people should be rest assured, but whatever we have to do to make sure that we get to a satisfactory situation in this country in respect of this canker, we will do so.
Meanwhile, the General Officer Commanding of the Central Command, Brigadier General Joseph Apo, says the intelligence gathered has revealed the eagerness of the miners to return after the exit of the military. He called for sustained effort to deal with the menace.
We did this operation just on Monday, and as you are aware, military operations we will normally plan before we do the operations. We come on reconnaissance, sometimes once, twice, just to confirm locations. And sometimes the Mineral Commission also gives us coordinates and the areas that they think are so bad. So, like, we've done it a couple of times, but it appears it has to be sustained. So from the directions from the Honorable Minister, we did this operation on Monday, and we are still continuing. But the interviews that we've had with citizens and locals within this catchment area tells us that their livelihoods, particularly their water, and their farms have been devastated. So I believe that the war against the environment will be won. And I know with the assurance from the Honorable Minister, we will actually succeed. Of course, but it has to be sustained. And I believe he will ensure that we sustain this operation. Exactly. Thank you.
Now, you'd also recall that the Land and Natural Resources Ministry made a declaration that no license has been issued for minerals prospecting in any forest reserve across the country. But Love News has uncovered an ongoing degradation of the Tano Nimri Forest Reserve at Samraboy in the western region. Love News has seen large portions of the reserve, estimated at about 12 football fields, have already been destroyed by the mining link to Akunta Mining Limited. The expose on the current destruction of the Tano Nimri and Apramprama Forest Reserves are part of the documentary by Erastus Asaridonko. Here are excerpts of the destruction for gold.
On August 17th this year, the Minerals Commission in a press release stated that the Lands Minister has not issued any license for minerals prospecting in any forest reserve. The release, signed by Chief Executive Officer of the Commission, Martin Aisi, referred to a letter by Akunta Mining Limited dated August 8th, 2022, which was an application for an entry permit to enter the Tano Nimri Forest Reserve at Samreboy in the Western region. The release said the application must be processed, quote, subject to the Honorable Minister of Lands and Natural Resources Directive on mining in Forest Reserve. But even before the Lands Ministry would indicate publicly its position on the application, our checks indicate active mining in the Tano Nimri Forest Reserve. A visit to the forest revealed large portions of the reserve already mined and degraded. This drone footage taken few days ago shows active mining linked to Akunta Mining Limited under the protection of armed personnel. The forest reserve is being destroyed with impunity even at the time of airing this report.
We are here at this thing, Tontokrom. They hold duties and there are some policemen and media be here.
Despite Love News' expose on military personnel protecting miners in the Odaho section of the Apamprama Forest Reserve, security personnel are still providing protection for miners who are pillaging the reserve currently, as corroborated by the Mentiahene of Bekwai, Nana Kusi Frimpong Kotobre.
My district is Amansett Central. That is where I have my cocoa farm. In that area, there's a forest called Kobo Forest. The forest is guarded by soldiers as people mine inside the forest. I had a confrontation with the soldiers. They said they are on duty. What kind of duty is being held in the forest? Ministers and people in government are the ones protecting them. Because I can't hire military men, if I could, I would ask them to accompany me to the farm to weed.
Now, my colleague Erastus Asaridonko, who produced that documentary, joins me in the studio with more on his work. Now, Erastus, we are picking some letters from the Akunta mining site, right?
Yes.
What is it?
Today at Samreboy, there was a clash between some section of the youth in the town and a task force for Akunta Mining Limited. What we do understand is that Akunta Mining Limited, where the company was trying to transport some additional mining equipment into the Tano Nimri Forest Reserve. The youth resisted that, and so the task force fired warning shots. 2 people sustained gunshot wounds, and 2 of the vehicles transporting the equipment into the forest have been bent to the ground by the youth. And it follows what we did, the expose on the mining in the reserve. We know that currently forest reserves are red zones. They've been demarcated red zones by government. I was surprised to see the minister in Ashanti region instead of the Western region, where there is evidence, which we just shown, that there is mining, active mining in the forest reserve. Whoever is doing it should be stopped.
Okay. So what do you make of the current effort to clamp down on illegal mining?
If I will take anybody serious, let that person go into the forest reserve and stop what is going on right now. Then we'll see that, of course, government is very serious. But you cannot have active mining in a red zone and then be moving to areas that have been mined already in Ashanti region. So that's the confusion. I don't really get it.
All right. Thank you very much, Rastos. Now, let's bring in Dr. Ken Ashibe of the Media Coalition Against Galamsey, who believes we need a more sustainable strategy to deal with the menace of illegal mining. He joins us through Zoom. Doc, thank you so much for your time. We've been on the tangent of using security forces to go after Galamseyers. Now, the minister himself has descended onto the field to lead the process. What do you make of what's happening?
Well, if you are a student of this particular fight, it's deja vu. You remember Honorable, the first minister of the MPP who started fighting in John, Peter Amewu, somewhere in one of these forests and confronting one of the Minerals Commission staff. and we are back again after how many years? 2017 to 2022, 5 years, and the turbidity of our waters getting worse, the level of destruction, going beyond bounds. And, so I think that we need a very, sustainable strategy. And I think the only challenge we have, I believe the challenge we have is implementation of the things that we've said. Because this minister, when he came, talked about the decentralization of the fight. I am hoping that after today, the district chief executive responsible for that community will be dismissed. He is, as the minister has said, he's either crass incompetent or he's complicit in what is happening. The police commanders in those communities, these excavators that were responsible for this, definitely went through barriers, to get to those places. The intelligence officers who are working in those places, they cannot say they don't know about that. The Minerals Commission staff. And the reason why I think that the district or the municipal commander should be held first responsible is that he is the district's municipal security committee chairperson. He's also the district mining committee chairperson. So how did this miss him? How on earth did these people do this level of degradation without it coming to his attention? And so I would urge the minister, I would urge all the ministers that are being called that we need to decentralize this fight. We need to empower the people. We have all the laws already. We have all the institutions that have to work. The thing that we need to do is to do the things we are supposed to be doing. And it's the reason why I would, back again to what Erastus said. As we speak, in Samraboy today, there was a live clash between Akonta Mining Limited and us. We are the minerals, the steering committee of the Media Coalition. We're going to be writing to the Minerals Commission to ask about the license Akonta Mining has to be able to mine. We'll be writing to the Registrar General, to the Registrar of Companies to find out who are the people behind this company. We'll be writing to the EPA as well to find out whether they have issued any mining permit, environmental permit to this Akonta mine to be in the community that we are in. It is sad, and the aspect, and the reason why I will not mention any name is we've not done our investigation. But there are speculations that there are very connected people involved in this. And the interesting thing about the Samraboy in the Tano Nimri forest is that we are mining in a place where a company has been involved in a timber and logging business for years. They have invested a lot of money. And I am not surprised that the town folks are now beginning to rise up because that is a source of sustainable livelihood for them. They are employed by these companies. So now you are coming in and you're destroying about, and you see, Rasmus is talking about 12
football pitches. But Doc, so what must change about this fight so in order for us to win?
I think that what must change is that we should do the things that we know we have to do that we're not doing. Execute the things that we've said that we are going to do. Go back into our plans. How is it possible that excavators are still coming into town? And we have said that if there's any excavator going to go into a mining community, we are going to tag those excavators. We are going to geofence those excavators in such a way that those excavators cannot move anywhere. We have said that we have gotten drones. I heard the commander, the military commander talk about consistency. But if we have drones that are flying out in the air, and I hope they are proper drones meant for military activity, not these child play drones that can fly, and have night vision goggles. We should be able to detect these people who are mining in there.
All right. Okay, Doc, I'm very grateful to you for your time this evening. Thanks so much for joining us. Dr. Ken Achibe is with the Media Coalition Against Galamsey. Now,